welcome to our presentation in Prof Ed 1, the Child and Adolescent Learners. We will discuss about issues in human development, and we will be your teachers for today. I am Crislyn with my groupmates Aileen, Emalyn, and Jennyvabve. Before we introduce our topic, let us first reminisce memories from our childhood. Do you remember the time when you cry over small things and you just laugh at it now? Do you remember your height, weight, or your size when you were little? Does it change now? Yes, of course. Look at you now, from being a cute kid to being handsome and beautiful girl and boy. Yes, changes are natural, kasi we can see a lot of changes in our lives. So we people, we experience plenty of changes over the period of our lives. And that is what we will talk about now. Let us first define what is human development. Human development is the pattern of movement or change that begins at conception and continues through the lifespan of a person. It is the scientific, the quantitative and qualitative ways by which people change over time. When we say quantitative, it means growth at different parts of human body. It refers to quantitative changes in size, which include physical changes in height, weight, size, internal organs, and etc. For example, a quantitative change will be a child that has grown 4 inches and gained 20 pounds. The growth in weight and height shows a quantitative difference, while qualitative changes are changes that are in the way that the child thinks and behaves. It is also how they perceive the world as they grow older. For example, a child is going from crawling to walking stage or beginning to talk from a babbling stage. These examples show a change in the quality of movements and the quality of communication. Now, let's go to the issues in human development. Here are the 3 issues. First, the nature versus nurture. Second, continuity versus discontinuity. And stability versus change.
Nature versus nurture. Nature refers largely to our genetics. It includes the genes we are born with and other hereditary factors that can impact how our personality is formed and influence the way that we develop from childhood through adulthood. For example, brown eyes from both my parents. Then nurture encompasses the environmental factors that impact who we are. This includes our early childhood experiences, the way we were raised, our social relationships, and the surrounding culture. For example, taught from a very young age the right and wrong which influences my decisions today.
These are more examples in nature and nurture. You see here in nature, the eye color, natural hair color, skin color, and genetic diseases. And in nurture, accent, traits, and behavior. It is very clear that in nature, it is inherited, and in nurture, it is influenced.
The nature versus nurture debate centers on the contributions of genetics and environmental factors to human development. Some philosophers, such as Plato and Descartes, suggested that certain factors are inborn or occur naturally regardless of environmental influences. Advocates of this point of view believe that all of our characteristics and behaviors are the result of evolution. They contend that genetic traits are handed down from parents to their children and influence the individual differences that make each person unique. Other well-known thinkers, such as John Locke, believe in what is known as tabula rasa, which suggests that the mind begins as a blank slate. According to this notion, everything that we are is determined by our experiences. Behaviorism is a good example of a theory rooted in this belief, as behaviorists felt that all action and behaviors are the result of conditioning. Theorists such as John B. Watson believed that people could be trained to do and become anything, regardless of their genetic background. Psychologist Francis Galton coined the terms nature versus nurture and eugenics and believed that intelligence resulted from genetics. Most experts recognize that neither nature nor nurture is stronger than the other. Instead, both factors play a critical role in who we are and who we become. Not only that, but nature and nurture interact with each other in important ways all throughout our lifespan. As a result, many in this field are interested in seeing how genes modulate environmental influences and vice versa.
Second issue is continuity versus discontinuity.
Let us know what is continuity. Continuity is a continuous development, means that development is similar to walking up a slope and there is no sudden jump in the process. For example, as the children grow up, they gradually start crawling, sitting, standing, and then finally walking. Let us know what is discontinuity. Continuity is a discontinuous development, emphasize the different stages and changes that happen while follow the stages in sequence. Piaget's stages of development is an example of discontinuous development theory that is raised by Jean Piaget. In this theory, there are 4 stages of cognitive development.
This is an example illustration of continuity and discontinuity. We can see here in continuity, it is continuous, meaning a development is like walking up a slope continuously. No stages or no sudden jump in the process. While in discontinuity, we can see here a stair that represents different stages and changes in our lives.
Let us know what is the difference between continuity and discontinuity. In every human's life, development reflects both continuity and discontinuity. One aspect of continuity, discontinuity issue concerns whether the changes we undergo over the lifespan are gradual or abrupt. Continuity theorists view human development as a process that occurs in small steps, without sudden changes. In contrast, discontinuity theorists picture the course of development as more like a series of stair steps, each of which elevates the individual to a new and more advanced level of functioning. When an adolescent rather rapidly gains 6 inches in height and achieves sexual maturity. These changes may seem quite discontinuous. There are several theories that have explored the continuity and discontinuity process.
This is Piaget's stages of cognitive development. His theory of cognitive development suggests that children move through 4 stages of learning. His theory focuses not only on understanding how children acquire knowledge, but also on understanding the nature of intelligence. These are Piaget's stage. First is sensorimotor stage. It's from birth to 2 years old. And preoperational stage. It's ages 2 to 7. Third one is concrete operational stage. It's ages 7 to 11. And then formal operational stage, ages 12 and up. Piaget believed that children take an active role in learning process, acting much like scientists as they perform experiments, make observations, and learn about the world. As kids interact with the world around them, they continually add new knowledge, build upon existing knowledge, and adapt previously held ideas to accommodate new informations.
The third and final issue, stability versus change. Stability is a childhood personality measurements closely predict adult personality. In change, the life changes can affect a person's development from childhood to adulthood. They emphasize that one can tell what kind of character an individual will have by characteristics they display during childhood. Stability versus change deals with the issue of whether or not personality traits present during infancy endure throughout the lifespan. Studies of children have often revealed impressive stability over time in aspects of development such as the attachment to their parents or in personality. However, there is evidence which suggests a contrary view that change is both possible and indeed is likely under appropriate conditions. Sigmund Freud was one of the psychologists that emphasizes the critical nature of our early experiences or our later development. He believed that how we resolve our sexual and aggressive urges is strongly tied to the nature of our personality as adults. Psychoanalysts believe that personality traits develop in the first 5 years, predicting their adult personality. In contrast, change theories argue that personalities are modified by interaction in family, experiences at school, and acculturation. Whereas developmental psychologists research which characteristics are most likely to remain stable and consistent and which are likely to be more flexible and subject to change. Some aspects of temperament such as energy level and outgoingness seem relatively stable, whereas social attitudes are more likely to change.
That concludes our presentation. Thank you everyone for listening. We hope that you learned something today.